Assalamu alaikum. Good day, young scientists. My name is Elham Halil from Pumbay National High School, and I will be your science teacher in this video. Welcome to the world of science. In this video, we are going to discuss a very incredible process called photosynthesis. But before anything else, let me show you first the learning competency and the objectives that you will acquire at the end of this video. Okay, so first question. Who can do photosynthesis? Can I do photosynthesis? Can you do photosynthesis? Or can animals like cat do photosynthesis? The answer is no. As you may have learned from your previous science topics that autotrophs such as plants are the one that undergoes photosynthesis, meaning they can make their own food. So photosynthesis is simply the process of making food. To the next question. What are the materials needed by the plants in order for them to undergo photosynthesis? As you may have known from other processes, like for example, cooking. You need all the ingredients first before you can cook. Now, that is the same with photosynthesis. Plants need raw materials in order for them to undergo photosynthesis. So the question is, what are these materials? So we have three. First, we have the sunlight. It needs energy from the sunlight. Number two, we have the water. And then number three, we have the carbon dioxide. Before we further discuss photosynthesis, let us review first the parts of plants and its function. So we have three. First one, we have the roots. The roots are the one that absorbed water and delivered it to the leaves. Number two, we have the stem. The stem are the one that transport the water and other nutrients to other parts of the plants such as the leaves, for example. Number three, we have the leaves. The leaves is the most important part of the plants in the process of photosynthesis. Why? Because the leaves is where the photosynthesis takes place. After knowing all of this, we can now properly define photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is food-making process done by the plants and other autotrophic organisms such as phytoplankton, algae, and some other bacteria. The photosynthesis needs sunlight from the sun, water, and carbon dioxide. Here is the formula of photosynthesis. On the left side of the formula, you have there the reactant. So we have the carbon dioxide and the water. On the right side of the formula, you have there the products. So we have oxygen and the glucose. So this is another way of writing the formula. As you can see there is written there the word light. So that means that light is present during the process. To get a better understanding of the process, let us get a closer look to the leaves since this is where the process takes place. Try to answer this activity by filling up the blank spaces to identify the different parts of the leaves. So did you get them correct? So we have here the upper and lower epidermis that function as a protection to the leaves. We also have the mesophyll that is the one that traps the light. And also we have the stomata. This is where the gas exchange takes place. Now what is so special with the leaves that this is where the photosynthesis takes place? So that is because there is a pigment called chlorophyll that is found in the chloroplast of the leaves. So there are actually two stages of photosynthesis. We have the light-dependent reaction and the light-independent reaction, which is also called Calvin cycle. The light-dependent reaction occurs in the thylakoids. Now, where is this thylakoids? Thylakoids are little compartments in the chloroplast that contains the pigment. They are stuck together, which we called the granum. In the light-dependent reaction, the light is converted into chemical energy. We have the ATP and NADPH. So going back to the formula of the photosynthesis, the light and the water in the reactant side were used in the process of light-dependent reaction. And as you can see, the oxygen in the product were also a result of the light-dependent reactions. So what about the carbon dioxide and the glucose? This is where the Calvin cycle or the light-independent reaction occurs. So the Calvin cycle also happened in the chloroplast. But unlike the light-dependent reaction, it does not happen in the thylakoids, but rather in the stroma. Stroma is a liquid-filled space in the chloroplast. Now, the product in the light-dependent reactions, which are the ATP and NADPH, will help in converting the carbon dioxide into glucose. Glucose is the final product of the photosynthesis.
Let's go back to the photosynthesis formula one last time. We have there the water, the sunlight, and the oxygen from the light-dependent reaction. And now we have the other two, the carbon dioxide and the glucose or sugar from the light-independent reaction or what we call Calvin cycle.
So together, the light-dependent reaction and the Calvin cycle, which is also called the light-independent reactions, which happen simultaneously, create the glucose that plants needs to survive. Before we end this video, let's do a recap. So photosynthesis is the process of making food done by autotrophic organism. Photosynthesis would only be possible if there is light from the sun, there is water, and carbon dioxide. There are two stages of photosynthesis. We have the light-dependent reactions that needs light, and we have the light-independent reactions or what we called Calvin cycle. So the end product of this photosynthesis is the glucose and also the oxygen. So that's it for this video. I hope you've learned something from this very incredible process called photosynthesis. Again, my name is Elham Halil and thank you. Bye!